Hello and welcome to the story of a reluctant prince. I'm Rukmini Vishwanath. Now when a party trapped in the grip of veterans, Rahul Gandhi came as a refreshing change because he spoke of inner party democracy and encouraged elections in the Youth Congress. With his innovative ideas, he carved out a niche for himself within the party's youth brigade, and soon Congresswalas began pushing for his elevation for a bigger role. But the biggest hurdle to that was Rahul himself. He was the one who was always reluctant to be projected as the face of the party. But no longer, the reluctant prince has finally been anointed crown prince of the Congress.
राजनेता का काम होता है इस आवाज को सुनो और समझो। सच्चा राजनेता जो होता है वो आपके सपनों को अपना सपना बनाता है।
He was already crown prince of the Congress party. All that was needed was the coronation. The moment finally arrived at one of the Congress's biggest meetings since 2003.
Shri Rahul Gandhi has been elevated to the number 2 position in the Congress party.
Rahul Gandhi's tryst with the inevitable has happened. He is the new Congress vice president. Rising impatience, massive wrangling within the party's youth forced the Congress's top brass to bow down to the young brigade.
That we are a very young country and young leadership is the need of the hour. So I think, as you saw from the reactions of the public here, the members of the public, members of the party here, there's a tremendous amount of enthusiasm for this decision.
A unanimous nod coming from Congress's highest decision-making body, the Working Committee, during the Chintan Shivir to finally seal the deal. Moments after the announcement, Congress workers across the country broke out in celebration.
As the announcement was made for Rahul's elevation, his constituency of Amethi broke out in cheer. The reactions from the people here were expectedly positive. But his team here does not want to stop at this. They clearly want to see Rahul becoming the next Prime Minister.
यही करती हैं राहुल गांधी से कि हमारा भैया ऊंचे जाएंगे, हम उनके साथ जुड़े हैं, हम उनके साथ वो हमारा मदद करेंगे, हम उनकी मदद करेंगे.
Back in Jaipur, the Congress's young brigade hailed the decision. Even the old guard, believed to be hesitant about the elevation, came out in support.
This is a moment of great joy and welcome for his having accepted this, because the general congressman had been trying for so long, but he had been somewhat hesitant, in the sense that but he's chosen a good time.
I think that the fact that he is the vice president of the party has no direct linkage to the functioning of government and the economic policies of government, but certainly as the number 2 person in the party, he will contribute his might and his thoughts, which will certainly be taken into account.
The opposition met the decision on expected lines, with scorn and sarcasm.
In this environment of cynicism, where politics will lead to governance, governance will be on the basis of proven ability, or governance will be on the basis of mere inheritance. It's only in feudal societies that inheritance gives you the right to govern.
Critics aside, India was waiting with bated breath for Rahul Gandhi's maiden speech as the party's vice president. Rahul took the podium amidst loud cheers from his partymen, and he expressed gratitude towards senior party leaders for his anointment.
I would like to state that this is a huge honor for me. Over the last 8 years, this party has taught me a tremendous amount. I have learned from the senior leaders and the youngsters of this party, and I want to thank all of you. Thank all of you with the bottom of my heart for all the help and direction you have given me. 4 o'clock in the morning, I got up and went to the balcony. I thought, now you have a big responsibility in front of you. And people are standing behind you.
Rahul Gandhi gave a moving speech and it stirred many emotions in the party. But many battles lie ahead and his road to success will be long, as he will have to tackle both organizational restructuring and elections at the same time. Kartikeya Sharma from Jaipur for Headlines Today.
The message is now clear. Everyone says that this announcement so early in 2013 will give Rahul Gandhi the chance to consolidate his position and be ready for the big test in 2014. That is when the country will have to choose its next government. And it will in all probability be Rahul who will lead the charge of the Congress brigade.
Anointing the leader of a major political party is no longer a simple question of internal party dynamics anymore. In this age of coalition politics, the person who would lead the Congress would be of paramount interest to all those regional parties who bolster the Congress mothership at the centre. While the eventual elevation of Rahul Gandhi was beyond doubt, the timing was the question.
Taken his own time, and he may have his reasons for it, but there has been some frustration in sections of the Congress on the kind of time that he has taken stepping up to the job. I think when Sonia Gandhi had her first bout of illness and had to go to the US, she had left the party in charge of a select few, and Rahul Gandhi was named among them. And I perceived that as a very deliberate nudge from his mother to come up and take charge of the party.
Rahul Gandhi refused to walk into his inheritance. He chose the harder way up. He built his team and went across the country, making his face known and seeing the faces of his countrymen. Even now, there might be some vestige of reluctance still within him. And 9 years in the midst of intense politics later, Rahul Gandhi is aware of the challenges that he faces. Rahul knows that now he has truly been pitted against the very formidable Narendra Modi of the BJP. And with the Congress-led UPA having been in power for 2 terms now, he will have to deliver a very difficult third continuous term. With his elevation, Rahul Gandhi will now have to answer for each and every decision that his party takes. His ability to win votes for his party had always been suspect, and now he can run away from that. But the biggest challenge that he will face is from having to keep his UPA allies happy.
Comes at a very difficult time. The party has been in power for about 9 years, and there are a lot of allegations of corruption, mismanagement, misgovernance, lack of transparency, inflation, slow employment generation, and he will really have to face odds. And one only hopes that some people do exceedingly well in the face of challenges, and some people just gave in. So again, I'd say, giving him the benefit of doubt, we will wait to pass the final verdict.
The big question is, can Rahul Gandhi lead the Congress to victory in 2014? Because it is certainly not going to be about one person. While much hype has been built up about 2014 being a Rahul versus Modi contest, a lot would depend on what kind of alliances the Congress manages to stitch. Rahul Gandhi will definitely be a very important factor, and the Congress has gambled that he would be the man to inspire the masses to vote for the Congress. And if he fails, then it's not only bad news for Gandhi, it would be very bad news for the Congress.
See, what Rahul has said is not new. He's made this speech before. He has spoken about changing the system, of making the workers, giving the workers more importance than the leaders. He said this in Burari. He said this on numerous other occasions. But unlike the past where it was just a shoot and scoot effort, he now has to deliver. It is Rahul who has to involve people, Rahul who has to bring the youth and the experienced voices together. It's now time for him to deliver and actually do what he's saying in his speeches.
The die has been cast and Rahul Gandhi has no option but to meet his challenges head on. 42 years old in life and mere 9 in politics, he will have to prove that the dynasty is still capable of giving India another Prime Minister. So from now on till 2014, his family, his party and his country will keenly be watching whether Rahul Gandhi can live up to the expectations or not. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Rahul Gandhi has not been a politician for a very long time. He entered active politics only in 2004 and since then he has been working on how to be one. He has certain attributes that make him stand apart from the other career politicians, and he has also some very distinct weaknesses as a politician. Rahul will have a hard time balancing his weaknesses against his strengths if he has to lead his party with any amount of success.
सबसे बड़ा धोखा आपसे आपकी सरकारों ने किया है। गुस्सा आता है मुझे। राहुल गांधी जिंदाबाद। पिछले 20 सालों में इन्होंने आपसे चोरी की है, भ्रष्टाचार किया है, मगर विकास की बात नहीं की है। जब तक सोच नहीं बदलेगी, तब तक कुछ नहीं बदलने वाला।
He's young, charming and popular. And now he's the Congress Vice President. In a party which was trapped in the vice-like grip of veterans, Rahul Gandhi was a refreshing change.
Human resources की कमी नहीं है। 10 में से 7 युवाओं को ड्रग की प्रॉब्लम, बेरोजगारी भत्ता की बात की, चुनाव हुआ, कहा भैया नहीं।
I've always expected good from young people, and I believe that Rahul Gandhi's emergence will be the harbinger for generational shifts in various political parties.
He has age on his side, but with that comes the risk of naive decisions. He has had more misses than hits.
The Congress party is a mammoth animal and a very old animal. So, if the leader can inspire popular confidence, then the Congress party follows, and that is, I think, Rahul Gandhi's main charge. It's not inspiring the party; it's inspiring confidence in the people that here's a leader who is capable of leading India in the future.
Rahul tends to overdo his political stunts. The first time he spent a night at a Dalit's humble abode, it was appreciated. Later, repeated attempts made it look serially contrived. When he hopped on to locals and said he understood the plight of the working class, it seemed like he was mocking the masses. When he rolled up his sleeves at a public meeting, he didn't look like the Congress General Secretary people knew, the one who came across as polite. The act falling flat. But Rahul's ability to own up to mistakes seems to be able to wash away his sins and endear him to onlookers.
See, what Rahul has said is not new. He's made this speech before. He has spoken about changing the system, of making the workers, giving the workers more importance than the leaders. He said this in Burari. He said this on numerous other occasions. But unlike the past where it was just a shoot and scoot effort, he now has to deliver. It is Rahul who has to involve people, Rahul who has to bring the youth and the experienced voices together. It's now time for him to deliver and actually do what he's saying in his speeches.
Responsibility has come his way. No, he can no longer make use of prompting papers in Parliament to make his speeches. Gone are the days when he was given that leeway. He can no longer choose to stay mum on burning issues. His oratory skills will be put to test as he's pitted against the likes of Advani and Sushma in the Lok Sabha with his newly acquired designation.
He can't afford to be silent anymore. That's why I'm saying, let's watch him a while. He can't afford to be silent anymore. He'll have to make his stand clear. He'll have to reach out to people. He'll have to take positions both inside and outside Parliament. Henceforth,
Rahul Gandhi is the Vice President Congress. That is a step up from General Secretary, but still not the President. And to reach that top post, Rahul Gandhi will have to work on his weaknesses and certainly build on his strengths. His still now clean image and the undoubted aura of dedication that he projects will help. But to really sell his dream, Rahul Gandhi will possibly have to work on his oratory. He started off very cautiously. He had to know the country, he said. He had to know the people of the country, he said. And he had to know the youth. Rahul Gandhi has been on an extended outreach program as he built up to this moment of no return. The point from where he would have no option but to do what he was always meant to do, lead his party to either glory or disaster.
Rahul was the Gandhi son who was quiet and who seemed not cut out for the harsh realities of grassroots politics. Yet in 2004, it was Rahul and not Priyanka who joined the Congress party and who filed his nomination for contesting the Amethi Lok Sabha seat. He won by a huge margin, and another Gandhi had claimed his political inheritance. Today, 9 years later, Rahul Gandhi has certainly embraced his destiny with both hands. He spends his time relentlessly campaigning for his party. He has been taking steps to restructure the Congress. His constant refrain has been of democratization of the party's style of functioning, and he chalks out long-term strategy.
Well, Rahul Gandhi, I think, is a consensus person, which cuts either way. That sometimes leads to delayed decision making, but at the same time it represents inclusive decision making within the party. He has taken certain steps in the frontal organizations for elections and also keeping out, I heard Mr. Rao, the very honest former election commission officer, saying that he has done exceedingly well in keeping out people with dubious reputations from these two organizations.
Growing up as a politician, and many a time in the heat of electioneering, Rahul has caused political faux pas. He has spoken on subjects and has spouted ideas that have been termed juvenile.
I don't think of him as a person who can come on stage and inspire things. He has not won an election yet. I think in a political party and in a mass party like the Congress, it is not a cadre-based party, it's a mass-based party. The leader has to inspire masses. The quality of a leader is not winning his own seat. The quality of a leader is, giving others enough to win seats. You have to make other people win, and that is how you become a leader. And Rahul Gandhi has so far not exhibited that potential.
He carried within him the dream that his father had conjured for his country. He carried with him the legacy of his lineage. But all along his political journey, there was always a rising pitch in the voices that proclaimed Rahul Gandhi was a prime minister in the making. There was obviously opposition to the idea because it reeked of dynastic politics. His people said Rahul feels for India. Critics said he is naive.
The new things that he has talked earlier about changing the system, he's talked earlier about involving the workers. But the new thing over here is that now he's saying this is a committed and involved Rahul. He is talking about the fact that he will be there. He's going to be, as he said, I will not play the role of a lawyer but a judge. Finally, he's going to play a decisive role. He's going to take decisions. So this shows a Rahul who is finally realized and decided, and he's here to stay.
In the political arena, Rahul never did really live up to big expectations. While he won individual acclaim and votes for himself, he could not translate that into votes for his party. The state elections in 2012 was a big test, and even in UP, which Rahul championed, the Congress finished a disappointing fourth. In Gujarat, Narendra Modi nonchalantly swept Rahul's efforts away. But surprisingly, despite these big blows to his prestige, the Gandhi scion remained the heir apparent.
He is in the same line and same tradition of excellence that started with Pandit Motilal Nehru. When he started practice and became one of the top jurists of the country.
Rahul has been positioning himself as the defender of the common people, joining protests at land rights demonstrations, staying with a Dalit family in a UP village. All these made headlines, but his critics dismissed it as a political drama. His allies argued that he was rebuilding the party at the grassroots level. building up the party organization for bigger battles ahead. So keeping this in mind, it is no surprise that the Congress has finally offered him the crown that was always his to begin with.
And with that, it's a wrap on our special show, but stay tuned. All the top stories and headlines continue on Headlines Today.